All right, today we're diving into Tim Ferriss's Tools of Titans. Now, this isn't just a book, it's more like a playbook. Ferriss literally sat down with hundreds of the most incredible people on the planet. We're talking everyone from chess prodigies and movie stars to four-star generals. And he basically just tried to figure out what makes them tick. What are their secrets, their habits, their tools?
And this quote is the very first thing you read, right in the foreword from Arnold Schwarzenegger. And it just completely blows up that myth of the lone genius, doesn't it? I mean, if the Terminator himself is saying he didn't do it alone, that tells you something. It really sets the stage perfectly. Success isn't built in a vacuum. It's about learning from others.
And that gets us to the core idea of this whole project. This isn't just a random list of cool tips. Ferriss's goal was to find the patterns, the routines and habits that we can learn just once, but then apply for the rest of our lives. And honestly, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to hunt for those same powerful patterns.
So where do we even start? Well, the most consistent, most powerful pattern in the entire book is this one right here, winning the morning. It comes up again and again and again. These titans all seem to agree that how you start your day really does set the tone for absolutely everything else.
Ferriss even shares his own super simple routine, and it proves the point perfectly. It's so easy. Make your bed, boom, that's your first win of the day. Meditate for a bit to get your head straight, and then do just a few reps of something, anything, to wake up your body. The big takeaway here? It's the small things done consistently that build incredible momentum.
But here's where it gets really interesting. The specific tactics are all over the place. The pattern is to control your morning, but the methods are totally different. You've got a surprising number of these titans who skip breakfast altogether. And then on the other end, you have someone like the wrestler Triple H, who starts his day with this very specific keto frappuccino. It just goes to show you it's not really what you do, it's that you do it with intention.
Okay, so you've won the morning physically. What's next? Well, the next pattern is all about winning it mentally. This is all about the mental toolkit that these performers use to stay sharp, focused, and, just resilient through the chaos of the day.
So, what do you think is the single most common habit in the whole book? Get this, over 80% of these world-class performers do this one thing every single day. Any guesses what it is?
Yep, it's a daily mindfulness or meditation practice. Ferriss calls this the meta skill, which is such a great way to put it, because it literally makes everything else better. Think of it like this. It's like training your brain to be less reactive and more focused. You're sharpening the axe when the stakes are low, so you can perform your best when the stakes are high. And again, just like with breakfast, the how is totally different for everyone. Some people do quiet meditation. Others, like Tony Robbins, have this high-energy routine he calls priming. We're talking cold plunges, intense breathing exercises, all designed to rapidly change his physical and emotional state. See? Different paths, but the goal is exactly the same, getting into that present state awareness.
Another huge mental tool is journaling. But hold on, we're not talking about writing beautiful Dear Diary entries here. For these titans, it's a practical tool. It's a way to get anxious thoughts out of your head and onto paper, or to give your subconscious a problem to chew on overnight, which is something LinkedIn founder Reid Hoffman does. And, crucially, it helps you clarify the one or two things that actually matter today.
And really, all of these tools, meditation, journaling, all of it, they lead back to this one core idea from Tony Robbins. The quality of your questions determines the quality of your life. It's not about having all the answers. It's about training yourself to ask better questions so you can break down problems and find those really creative, unconventional solutions.
Okay, so let's zoom out. Beyond the daily habits, there are these core philosophies, these underlying mindsets that really fuel everything else. They're what give these people the resilience to actually stick with the habits, day in and day out.
The first philosophy is all about a blue-collar work ethic, and it comes from the legendary coach Christopher Sommer. The secret isn't flashy or glamorous. It's just show up, do the work, and go home. This whole mindset is about valuing long-term consistency way more than short-term intensity, and that's the engine that really drives success that lasts.
Next up, here's a powerful way to reframe failure, and it comes from the filmmaker Robert Rodriguez. He says, failure is not durable. Just think about that for a second. It's not permanent, it's not who you are, it's just a data point, a temporary thing you can learn from. And believing that, truly believing it, is what allows you to take the kinds of risks that lead to huge breakthroughs.
At our final philosophy, from entrepreneur Derek Sivers, is all about being flexible.
In a world that's this chaotic, a rigid 5-year plan is kind of useless, right? The real goal is to make choices today that give you the most options tomorrow. The best plan is the one that lets you change it.
And all of this brings us to what might be the most important takeaway of the entire book. These titans are not superheroes. They are not flawless. Ferriss actually calls them walking flaws. And they succeed not by trying to fix every single weakness, but by finding their 1 or 2 unique strengths and then building a whole system of habits around them. And that is a game that any of us can play.
So there you have it. You win the morning, you sharpen your mental toolkit, and you operate with these core philosophies. But remember, the book is called Tools of Titans for a reason. They're meant to be used, not just admired on a shelf. So the only real question left is, what's the first tool you're going to pick up and use tomorrow?